Officials now say hair taken from the sides of the hole confirm that the boy did fall in. He's been missing for 3 days. The shaft is just 10 inches across. Teams are trying to dig a new hole to get to the little boy. We're now hearing from the family of Jake Patterson, the man accused of kidnapping Jamie Kloss in Wisconsin.
The family of the man accused of kidnapping Jamie Kloss and murdering her parents, breaking their silence. His grandfather telling ABC News something went terribly wrong. Nobody had any clues. We are absolutely heartbroken. It's wrenching to deal with. Adding that his grandson was shy and quiet. He backed off from crowds, but a nice boy, polite. Computer games were more of a priority than social interaction.
That's ABC's Alex Perez. And a new reason to get more sleep. A study in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology says people who get less than 6 hours of sleep a night routinely are at a higher risk of cardiovascular disease. This is ABC News.
I'm ABC News Chief White House Correspondent Jonathan Karl. From campaigns and controversies,
does Putin bear responsibility for this?
He may.
To historic summits and historic tweets.
Can you elaborate on that?
I don't think it's at all affecting his ability to get his job done.
Join me and ABC's Rick Klein every week as we break down the biggest political stories of the day on the Powerhouse Politics podcast. Listen for free on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Come on over to Oakland Feed and Seed for all your animal health needs. Love your pets? Let them know it. Oakland Feed and Seed has all-in-one worm pills, flea pills, dog shots, and much more. In addition to that, trust Oakland Feed and Seed for jelly, jams, and honey, both clover and sourwood. Depend on Scott and his team to always have what you're looking for. Come check them out. You'll never know what you'll find. Now, that's my kind of store. Oakland Feed and Seed, Oakland Road, Spindale.
Good Wednesday morning. A little bit of a warm-up is ahead today as high temperatures return into the low to mid-50s this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies should make for a pleasant Wednesday. But by tonight, cooler temperatures return with mostly clear to partly cloudy skies and lows in the lower 30s. Tomorrow, we're partly sunny throughout the day with rain chances increasing into the evening and tomorrow night. Highs tomorrow in the upper 40s to mid-50s. I'm meteorologist Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
Kat, thank you very much for that weather report. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're at wintertime again. It's 28 right now, warming up to 54, but dropping back to 31 tonight here in the foothills. Now, toward the weekend, we're getting more rain. Scattered showers on Saturday, 50-50 chance of that. 90% chance of rain on Saturday night, 40% on Sunday. And then on Monday, it's sort of clearing off, mostly sunny next Monday and again next Tuesday. But nighttime, it's going to be cold. 24 degrees on Monday night. Let's see, Saturday night looks like it's going to be around 40, but rain in the forecast. That's a good thing. As long as the temperature stays up and rains, it won't be turning into any freezing stuff. There is a frozen condensation on your windshield this morning. If your car has been left outside all night, you may need to leave a little extra early to scrape that window. Make sure you can see good on front and back and sides. Now we'll have these death announcements. Eugene Morgan, age 82 of Forest City, died Tuesday at hospice of the Carolina foothills. Funeral arrangements are incomplete and will be announced by Harrelson Funeral Home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements. An online guest registry available at harrelsonfuneralhome.com for Eugene Morgan. Rose Matheny, age 47 of Bostic, died Monday at Greenville Memorial Hospital. Funeral arrangements are incomplete and will be announced by Harrelson Funeral Home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Service has been entrusted with the arrangements for Rose Matheny. Mrs. Ruth Waters Pope, 91 of Bostic, died Sunday at Rutherford Regional Medical Center. Those arrangements incomplete and will be announced by Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service. Mrs. Ruth Waters Pope of Bostic. Grace Marie Walker, age 81 of Smith Street, Forest City, died Tuesday at Oak Grove Health Care. Funeral arrangements are incomplete and will be announced by Harrelson Funeral Home. Harrelson Funeral Home and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Grace Marie Walker of Forest City. Michael McDaniel, age 69 of Forest City, died Tuesday at his residence. The funeral service will be conducted at 11 o'clock Friday at Smith Grove Baptist Church with Reverend Terry White officiating. Burial will follow in the church cemetery with military honors being accorded by the Rutherford County Honor Guard. The family will receive friends from 6 until 8 o'clock Thursday at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Michael McDaniel of Forest City. Now, those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. You can get the complete information on these and others as they become available to us, or listen in this morning at 11:30 or 5:10 as part of the afternoon report for complete information on these, or contact the local funeral home for more specific details of these. We do the death announcements in the morning at this time, the full obituaries at 11:40, 11:35, and then the full obituaries again at 5:10 in the afternoon for your convenience. Now it's 9 minutes after 7. Caller and news coming up in just a few moments. Rutherford County Extension and Community Association announced its 2019 scholarships. High school seniors, full-time college students, and adults wanting to attend college are eligible. North Carolina residents planning to attend a North Carolina accredited college, community college, or technical institute in the fall of 2019 may apply. Applications are available now at all high schools and at the Cooperative Extension Office, Callahan Coon Road, Suite 164, Spindale. The North Carolina ECA scholarship deadline is February the 1st. The Rutherford County ECA scholarship deadline is April 1st. For more information, contact the Cooperative Extension Office at 287.
800,000 government employees are missing their paychecks for the first time in the history of shutdowns because Democrats in Washington will not fork over a measly $5 billion for border security. Meanwhile, 650,000 kids are missing school because Democrats in Los Angeles are on strike. Democrats run the teachers' unions, don't they? And the Democrats love the children, don't they? You see, L.A. is the second largest school district in America. The district offered to hire over 1,000 more teachers, reduce class size, and give the teachers a 6% raise over the next 2 years. But that's not enough. The Democrat union wants a bigger raise, and they want it retroactive to 2017. So they're on strike until they win. Screw the parents, screw the children, screw everybody who stands in their way. It's the same message from Democrats in Washington. Screw the federal employees, screw the American citizens, screw everybody who stands in their way, and get out of the way and let the illegals have the run of the place. Now, nobody knows how long this teacher shutdown is going to go on. Ask the Democrats. Nobody knows how long the federal government shutdown is going to go on. Ask the Democrats. They're the people holding everybody hostage.
Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages? Maybe it's because they use Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Babbel's award-winning technology gets you speaking right away, whether you're learning Spanish, French, or German. And best of all, you'll remember what you've learned.
I always thought I was bad at languages, but after using Babbel, I can tell you I was just taught the wrong way.
Using Babbel's 10 to 15-minute lessons, you can be speaking confidently in your new language within weeks.
I was amazed that I could start having real-life conversations right away. It was so fast. Now I'm speaking Spanish. Woohoo!
No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language, like Spanish, French, or more. You can try Babbel for free. Go to Babbel.com or download the app and try it for free. That's Babbel, Babbel.com, or download the app to try it for free. That's Babbel.com.
Sunday mornings are special here on WCAB. Enjoy programs of encouragement and inspiration each Sunday morning from 7 until 1, right here on Family Friendly Radio, WCAB.
They'll challenge your authority because that's what kids do. But this car is your territory, and in here, your word is law. So when you say you won't move until everyone's buckled up, you won't budge an inch. Until you hear that click. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. For more information, visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup.
For the best in laundry and dry cleaning, be sure you trust your clothes to Folks Cleaners in Forest City. Professional cleaning every time. To look your best, drop them off at Rockwood Plaza's location in Forest City and get one-day service. Drop them off today Get the bike tomorrow. Use the convenient drive-up window for special service, too. Look your best with clothes cleaned at Folks Cleaners in Forest City and ask about the senior citizens discount. McCurry Deck Motors has been providing an impressive selection of automobiles for over 50 years. At McCurry Deck, you can browse the great selection of GMC automobiles and drive away in one knowing you have gotten the best deal possible. The team at McCurry Deck Motors counts it a privilege to make you a happy and satisfied customer. Why not test drive one of the comfortable and stylish GMCs today? At GMC, we are professional grade. At McCurry Deck Motors, we're the home of GMC, Chevy, and Buick. 1740 U.S. Highway 74A, Forest City.
You can count on Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply to have what you need in farm, garden, and pet supplies. It's been proven that Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply has the supplies at a lower price. The Fish Mocks 100 count, $15.99. Cedar Shavings, $6.99 while supplies last. They have the best deals on Diamond dog food for your beloved pet. Victor High Pro Plus, $32.29 for a 40-pound bag. Wrangler Sweet Feed, $7.49 for a 50-pound bag. Come see for yourself before these deals are sold out. It's only happening at Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply, 188 Whiteside Road, Rutherford. Wishing you a happy and blessed New Year.
Unlike most lawmen of the Old West who only occasionally served in that position, Bill Tillman had a lifelong dedication to the law. And probably the most dangerous occasion he ever encountered was on January 7, 1895. Bill Doolin and his gang had been running rampant, and Tillman with a couple of deputies were on his trail. Prepared for a long chase, Tillman was traveling with a covered wagon containing a month's supplies. The weather in Oklahoma turned cold and bitter. As evening approached, with men and horses suffering from the weather, they saw a dugout with smoke coming from the chimney. Tillman tied his horse to the wagon and walked ahead to see if they could get shelter for the night. Tillman stepped inside the dugout. Immediately he saw a man with a rifle, who he recognized as Bill Dunn, one of the Doolin gang. Not letting on that he recognized Dunn, Tillman said he was looking for a Bill Dunn because Dunn said his fighting dog was better than Tillman's, and he was here to accept the challenge. Bill Dunn remained silent. Then Tillman noticed double bunk beds on either side of the room. Blankets hung from the ceiling covering the beds, but Tillman could tell they were occupied, and he noticed the barrels of rifles sticking out from the blankets. Knowing it would be his end if he showed he was aware of the danger, Tillman said, "Well, if Dunn isn't here, I might as well move on." As he walked past the bunk beds, he could hear the men breathing. Once outside, he walked to the wagon, and they rode off. As we shall see tomorrow, this isn't the end of the story. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
"16 minutes after 7 o'clock, let's head to the phones now to find out what's been going on in the past 24 hours or so. And Officer King is with us from the Sheriff's Department to get us started and to fill us in. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing today, Jim?
Doing great. What's on the report today?
In the past 24 hours, Sheriff's Department responded to 186 calls for service. There were 13 arrests processed in the jail, and the jail currently has 177 people incarcerated. On our incident reports, Betty Weeks from Aussie Drive in Forest City reported one count of financial card theft and one count of financial card fraud. Kimberly Connor from Holly Forest Drive in Rutherford reported identity theft and obtained property by false pretense. George Hip from Hip Road in Rutherford reported a breaking and entering and a felony larceny. Looks like some assorted tools were taken in that incident. And Gilkey Lumber Company from Highway 221 North in Rutherford reported a felony larceny and larceny of 2 chainsaws. On our arrest reports, Christopher Todd Green from Lawing Mill Road in Rutherford was arrested and charged with possession of heroin, possession of drug paraphernalia, and also served with warrant for exploit or of a disabled or elder person. and aid and abet obtaining property and misdemeanor larceny. Casey Gilbert from Webb Road in Ellenboro was served with warrants for exploit of a disabled or elderly person, obtained property by false pretense, felony larceny, and possession of firearm by felon and misdemeanor larceny. Gustavo Munez from Bethany Church Road was served with 2 counts of failure to appear, received a $200 secured bond. Haley Griffin from Greystone Circle in Rutherford was served with warrants for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle and misdemeanor larceny, received a $1,000 secured bond. Edward Waters from Piney Knob Road in Rutherford was served with a failure to appear on misdemeanor, received a $200 secured bond. Brandon McFarland from Doggett Road in Forest City was served with failure to appear on misdemeanor, received a $500 secured bond. Jason Bradley from Paradise Lane in Bostic was arrested and charged with driving while license revoked, received a $500 secured bond. Melissa Tessnier from Elm Street in Rutherford was served with a criminal summons for school attendance law violation. Alicia McSwain from Maryland Drive in Forest City was served with warrants for injury to real property and assault and battery, received a $1,000 secured bond. James Downing from East 2nd Street in Rutherford was served with a failure to appear on a misdemeanor, received a $1,000 secured bond. Landon Millwood from Dogwood Avenue in Forest City was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct, received a custody release. And Ethan McSwain from Cove Road was served with warrants for assault and battery, assault on female, and injury to real property, received a written promise to appear in court. That's all we have for today.
Busy time out there, Officer King. Sounds like you're
Yes,
busy.
sir.
Listen, be safe out there today and keep up the good work, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you, Jim. You have a good day.
Bye-bye. 20 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock, right here on this wonderful Wednesday morning broadcast.
JD and Marie Shook have lost their minds, or they've just got the New Year spirit. Starting now, every time you visit the Recliner Center, you can register to win a brand spanking new recliner. A recliner will be given away every month from now and just whenever. All you have to do is go to the Recliner Center and register. Now, after the drawing, the names will be tossed out, and at the beginning of the month, a new box will be ready for you to register again. So don't miss out on your chance to win a recliner from the Recliner Center. This is JD and Marie's way of saying thank you to all their friends and customers for making them a success for over 30 years. Don't forget to check out the Spring Air bedding. Doctors tell us a good night's sleep is very important for energy and stamina. Shouldn't you be resting better this year and having more energy? Spring Air bedding and a chance to win a recliner. And the Recliner Center will now be opening on Mondays and Tuesdays. Store hours are Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturdays, 9 to 2. They're on Coopers Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Here's Jessica now with the 911 Communication Center report for this Wednesday morning. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning.
What's on the report?
In the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications has processed 418 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 35 EMS calls, 17 for rescue. Law Enforcement Sheriff's Office had 186, Forest City 56, Lake Lure 5, Rutherford 17, Spindale 48. Fire calls Bills Creek respond to a structure fire assisted by Green Hill, Lake Lure, and Shinglehalla, and Forest City respond to a vehicle accident. That's all we've got.
Thanks, Jessica. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye. You know, this cold wind, these winter days, can really play havoc on us. Run a utility bill way up high if we don't do something about it real soon. You can make a little investment in windows and doors and see in the long run it's really going to pay off. Now, we got a place right here close by that specializes in that. They're easily to get to, Duke Street, Forest City. They got some professionals over there that are trained in doors and windows replacement. I'm talking about Henson Building Material. If you need doors or windows or both, they got over there a great display, beautiful showroom. You can see what's happening, see what they look like. They got experts over there that have been doing this for many years. Matter of fact, David Allen has over 50 years of combined experience in the construction field, and his expertise runs in doors and windows. So if you have those questions about what's best, need some sizing or what's the best insulation, that's where to go. Visit Henson's beautiful showroom and see the windows and door displays spaced throughout the showroom to help you get a good idea of what you want to go with. The longer you put it off, the more it's going to cost you to let those warm air go out the window and the cold air come in. Henson's has more than you think. They're more than just a lumber yard. Check with them today and be warm again. Ruby Taylor's not available for us today, so we're going to jump on up to Rumlin Ball. And Steve, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jim. It's very frosty here.
Yes, I had to do a little scraping on my windows this morning before I left the house.
Yeah, you warm up those vehicles. If you don't normally do it now.
Yeah, right.
It takes about 10 minutes to get that frost off the windows if you warm it up properly. You're supposed to warm them up anyway.
Yeah, right.
29 degrees here. Whenever it goes below about 35, I usually warm up the vehicle no matter what.
Yeah.
But
it's a good idea.
Yeah, get those juices turning and get those that frost off the windshield, because it's a safety issue. Driving down the road, all the critters crossing the road and such, you want to be able to see everything that you can see. So, anyway, it's been pretty uneventful here the last 24 hours. We're just watching the frost on the roof, watching it and see how long it's going to last. We can't watch the grass grow this time of year. Got to find something else to see what happens. Kind of watch for it to melt or whatever. This is Gary has been kind of phasing out over the years. He's a director for 35 years here in security, and then he stepped back for part-time, and he's done that for about 8 years, I think, now. And now he's going to go even lighter.
Oh, yeah?
So we'll just see him once in a while. So you probably don't talk to him much because he's been working a second watch on a rotating basis.
Yeah, I used to talk with him every morning, but now we haven't talked with him in a while.
Yeah, and so now he's going to just, every once in a while, you might be able to talk with him. He'll work here, and he's still going to be next door doing some things. They got some good things going on at the fire department. He's going to spend a little more time over there and make sure that supervise all those things that are going to happen, all those good things. So it's kind of a good thing for him and kind of a bad thing for us. We missed that experience, but he's always around the corner. So,
well, he's earned the right.
Yeah, absolutely. He opened up the place here in '72. This building was like half the size here.
Mm-hmm.
I think he actually started working here before the building was even built, from my recollection.
I think he was up there when Lake Lure was built.
I think he was part of the team that built the dam. I'll hear from him later.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
This place used to be a cornfield out here, and I've heard stories from one of my team members who works here. Used to live here and actually owned some of the property nearby. The Logans, they sold some of the property for the Apple Valley Golf Course and some of the neighborhoods over there. But he works with us, one of the members of the family, and he remembers picking peas out here.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, out here, yes. He was picking peas out here on a driving range years ago before it was a driving range, and told us many stories.
I bet.
So, but it's got a history.
Hard to remember back those days.
Yeah, and I just listened to some of these folk tales, and it's interesting stuff.
Well, give Gary our regards and tell him we wish him well, but tell him not to slow down too much because we want to see him every once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do that.
Okay. You have a great day, Steve.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. 27 minutes after 7 o'clock here on this Wednesday morning, and we have a Alltel Pit Reporters report tonight, prime time in the ACC tonight. And last night, UNC beat up on Notre Dame 75-69.
When you need daycare services for your adult loved one, Rutherford Life Services is always there for a dependable and loving environment. Rutherford Life offers a place to go during the daytime for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and creative activities. Caregivers can go to work knowing that their loved one is in a safe and reliable place. Rutherford Life is licensed by the North Carolina Division of Aging. Rutherford Life has a full staff of trained professionals who show love and support. Call them today and let them answer any questions you may have concerning adult daycare services. 828-288-1697 or visit the facility at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Thanks, Lou. 28 now past 7. Let's check in now with Bob Hodge over in the Hutlo Fire District. See what's been happening over there. Bob, how you doing?
Oh, we're doing just fine on this cool hump day morning.
Yeah, you got to have some socks on this morning. Your toes get cold.
Oh, yeah, you have to have them thick socks on this morning. Oh, well, I wouldn't want to go outdoors barefooted, though. I don't think I would there.
No, I wouldn't want to go out with a short-sleeve shirt on, but there's some folks who work here come to work in short-sleeve shirts.
And wear shorts, I know it.
Yeah.
But I can't. I guess I'm too old for that now.
Guess we got thin blood, Bob.
I get cold with my clothes on, let alone with my... But, Jim, things are going along good this morning up here. We answered a couple of medical calls during the night. No fire wreck calls, though. And so everything's going along just fine up here this morning. And on this Wednesday morning, this week's done half gone here about it. So, but it looks like we're going to get some wintertime weather, get cold latter part of the weekend. So
yes, sir. It's coming in again.
Have to drag in another fire log or two there.
Yep. Pull out the old blanket, wrap up good.
Yeah, throw another dog on the bed or something there, yeah. Stay warm. But, Jim, that's about it up here, so you take care and have a good day.
Thanks, Bob. You too, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Bye-bye.
It's 7:30 right here on WCAB's Morning Report. You know, some folks have problems with their marriage. Depression maybe comes in, anxiety, trauma, some parenting problems you may be experiencing, or if you just need someone to talk to, I'm happy to tell you about Solutions Are Here. Now, Solutions Are Here provides individual therapy, anger management classes, parenting classes, spiritual therapy. Now, Alicia Edwards is the trained professional. She's had years of experience with this, and sometimes we just need someone to talk to. Let Alicia help you with that. You know it's okay to get help. Don't carry the burdens around by yourself. It's okay to get help. Solutions Are Here would like to help you find that solution that leads to success. Evening appointments and weekend hours are available now by calling 289-5595 or 382-0285. Anxiety can be a joy killer. And, of course, everything is in the strictest confidentiality. Just call and talk it out. You'll be well received at Solutions Are Here. Again, that number, 289-5595 or 382-0285. Don't put it off. Call and make an appointment. It's okay to get help. We all need that. Call Solutions Are Here.
When your name is on the company, you know you want it done right. That's what Hutchins Pest Control does. They do it right. With over 43 years of experience behind the name, you can rest assured when you call on Tim Hutchins and his team of trained professionals that you know you've called the honest, dependable, and on-time service company. They appreciate the confidence you've placed in them by voting them the best of the best for 8 years. Call on them to get your home or office protected. That number is 287-5171. That's Hutchins Pest Control.
We're checking in now with the Cherry Mountain Fire District, and Sue Price is the spokesperson over there. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning, Jim.
Is it cold over there?
It's a little chilly. 26 degrees. So
I'd say that's chilly.
Yeah, more like cold, I think. But anyway, it's going to be a pretty day, looks like. I believe the sun's going to be coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll enjoy that. But enjoy it while we can. There's more rain coming in, I reckon, by the weekend. But let's see. I didn't have any calls from the fire department. Don't have any birthdays on my church calendar. On my personal calendar, I've got Kim Beatty, so I hope Kim's going to have a good day. Nothing on Fairviews and nothing on First Broad, so not too many celebrating those here, but we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a good day on their special day. And so far, I do not have any announcements. Haven't had anything come in from the churches, so it's just a quiet time over this way. But
Slow time in January.
Mm-hmm. And January's half over.
Yes, yes.
Oh, me. These months are going fast. And I guess that's about all I've got this morning, Jim. It's just quiet and calm and cold and looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one.
Thanks very much, Sue. You continue to improve, and we'll talk to you again next time.
Okay, bye-bye.
That's Sue Price over in the Cherry Mountain Fire District. Speaking of this month getting going real fast, Valentine's Day is coming up real soon, February the 14th to be exact, and we're already off and running with our Be My Baby weekend promotion that we do every year right here. Somebody special in your life, that's your Valentine. You want to recognize them. Send us a Valentine card with your name and their name on it, maybe a request a favorite love song. And then we put them all together, have drawings starting the week of Valentine with various daily prizes, several of those, and then everybody's name goes back in the box for the grand prize. And that's when we get the chauffeur limousine, take you out for dinner for two, and candies and flowers and jewelry and massages and all those good things for the grand prize couple winner. So be sure to get your card to us. Send it to Post Office Box. Be sure you put Post Office Box 511 Rutherfordton and send that to us, and we'll put all those together. And in the week of Valentine, we will have a big, big time finding out who loves who. Because this is, after all, your love station, WCAB 100.9 FM, 590 AM, because we love you. Meanwhile, if you want some sound facts about better hearing, I don't know anybody better to go to than Lisa Terry at Miracle Ear of Forest City. Millions of satisfied Miracle Ear customers worldwide have used Miracle Ear. There's no better respected, a well-known brand in hearing aids than Miracle Ear. Schedule your free hearing test. Call them today at 368-4126. That's 368-4126. You may want to ask about the Miracle Ear Genius 2.0 with the advanced technology. The high-def sound quality that adapts to your surroundings automatically, zeroes in on conversations while reducing distracting background noises. It prevents those embarrassing whistling sounds that occur sometimes. There's so many features you'll appreciate about the Miracle Ear Genius 2.0. Ask Lisa Terry and her team over there at Miracle Ear about it. When you're ready for a positive change in your hearing, call them to 368-4126. Forest City offices at 1512 West Main Street, Suite 102 in Foss City. All right, we're going up to Union Mills and talk with Brenda Kelly. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you on this wonderful cold Wednesday morning?
I'm cold for sure.
Todd said.
Go ahead.
Todd said when he said it was cold, it was cold.
Yes. We're experiencing another fallacy with our heating system here this morning. So I don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's one thing after another.
This ain't a good morning to have trouble with your heating system.
It happens that way, isn't it? Weekends when it's the coldest, mornings when you have it. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. But
well, have you got a space heater?
I've got a little one going out here. Yeah, but it's it's going to take a while to knock off the chill. But we're gonna survive it. And we'll have the folks come in, check my oil tank and my system.
All that good stuff.
Brand new system, but I don't know. Maybe I ran out of oil. I don't know.
Well, let's hope they can get it fixed and up and going, because it's going to be cold for the next few days, ain't it?
I'd hate to turn into a snowman.
Well, we'll just put a bright red scarf around your neck, stick a carrot in your a corncob pipe in your mouth, and a hat on your head.
There you go.
But we hope everybody's having a good day today. I've got 20 degrees on the front porch. Birthdays and anniversaries today. I've got Mary F. Lovelace, Christine Keeter, and Lonnie and Tamara Coon a birthday. I don't have anything on around here, so we hope all these people have a great old big day on their special day. I don't know of anything going on. I just know it's cold.
Well, I know it. It's supposed to warm up a little bit, but by tonight it'll be back cold again.
Oh, yeah. It's going to get up in the 50s today, ain't it?
54, I expected high.
Yeah. That's pretty good, but then it's going to be downhill after that, ain't it?
It is. This weekend we're going to have a lot of wind to deal with, too. Which will make it even, wind will whips
the
around.
ground's still real wet, ain't it?
Mm-hmm, it is, yeah.
Yeah, that ain't good. But I don't know of anything going on, Jim, so.
All right. Well, keep up the good work up there, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, catch you later.
Bye.
Gregory's Original Restaurant in the Park Lane Plaza is the perfect dining choice of Rutherford County. Greg offers all your favorite dishes. Try their delicious subs, grinders, pasta, chicken, burgers, fresh garden salads, and the most delicious steaks served with mushroom gravy or peppers and onions. Be sure to call on Gregory's for all your catering needs at 287-2171. Check out the website for menus and event information, www.gregorysoriginal.com. Gregory's in the Park Lane Plaza in Rutherfordton.
I told my friend about Olmsted Plumbing, and boy, was she happy.
What did she have to say?
I told her to call 245-7302, and they would get right out there.
And did she say she would
I told her to ask around. Homeowners, builders, and everybody likes Olmsted. Eric and Chad Olmsted and their team understand the homeowners' needs, and I like that.
They have an inventory of replacement parts and specialized equipment and tools for any job.
I told her that, too.
Well, what was that number again?
245-7302. That's 245.
Yeah, I got it. 245-7302. Olmsted Plumbing.
Save-A-Lot Grocery, White Oak Plaza, Spindale has hundreds of super low prices on most of your favorite name brand items. They have 500 plus prices lowered across the entire store. Stock up on fresh meats, produce, frozen foods, snack foods, and your favorite beverages and pastries. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 9, Sunday, 10 to 8. Save-A-Lot Grocery, White Oak Plaza, Spindale.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you, Christian. Now let's head over toward Ellenboro, get Luther Gilligan on the phone, and get what's been happening over there, get the news from over there. Luther, good morning.
Good morning. It's a nice day down here.
Yeah, man.
Not cold as well yesterday morning, I believe.
It feels like wintertime out there.
Yeah, it's going to go back, according to what I see, about Monday morning. Sunday, Monday is going to be cold.
Yeah, it was 36 yesterday morning. This time now it's 28, so it's a little colder today. You don't have to go out and check meters today, do you, this cold weather?
Yep.
Do you?
That's what I'll be doing today.
Uh-oh.
Be out here all day.
Yeah.
But the truck will be nice and warm.
Do you have one of those? You have one of those scanners you just ride by and scan it, or you have to open it up and read the meter?
I have to read it.
Oh.
Wipe the dirt off.
Yep.
But hey, we're tough. We could do it.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, there's nothing going on down here this morning. Things are quiet. Just sit back, enjoying life. Everybody getting their coffee, heading on out to work this morning. Let's see, part of probably had 3 medical calls yesterday and last night. So that they're quiet. That's going on over there. But I want to wish happy birthday today to see Shelby Putman's having one. And also Lisa Bass is having a birthday today. And Emily Brooks is having one. And Jackson Lee Thorne, he's having a birthday today, too. Hope all these people have a great day and enjoy their day. Again, there's nothing else going on down here. You have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, be careful out there today, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, take care now.
Bye. And you can catch Luther most afternoon for the afternoon report with Tom Green. It's 42 past the hour 7, and it's birthday time. Birthdays and anniversaries can be called in now for the 16th of January. Call those in. We'll put you in a drawing for some delicious daylight donuts from Granny B's. Todd standing by to take your calls at 287-3356. 287-3356. Rutherford Regional Health System now features its walk-in services at Forest City Family Care at 212 Allendale Drive, Forest City, just behind the Tri-City Mall. Those needing walk-in care enjoy the same great services, but now at the new location. They continue to operate Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. The scope of services remain unchanged for the walk-in patients. When you don't have an appointment but need to be seen quickly, we hope you'll choose the walk-in services now located at the rear entrance of Forest City Family Care. Don't turn down the opportunity to have your carpet and floor covering done by Southern folks, home folks, family folks. Family-friendly Southern Carpet can do the job for you professionally, and you'll be pleased with it. And you'll be so glad that you turned to them for that analysis, that measurement, and that estimate, and the installation. They do it well. Professionals, gosh, I don't know. They've been doing this for me. I've forgotten 40-something years now, maybe. I forgot how many years it is. But they'll be glad to come out and give you an idea of what your cost will be. If you want 1 room or 20 rooms, no job's too small or too large for them to handle. Professional, they're happy to do your work for you. Just give them an opportunity to prove to you how good they can do at it. And they'll be happy to do that. They have more on hand ready to install high-quality floor products than anybody else, and they would love to be your guide for top-quality flooring and expert installation. Give them a call. Better yet, go by and see them and let them and touch and feel some of the samples they've got there in the warehouse. 1512 West Main Street, Forest City. Phone number is 828-245-0310. You'll see some of the finest folks over there. Be glad to help you with your questions about floor covering and carpet.
It's time for you to test drive the affordable, fuel-efficient Ford Fusion from Sisk Family Ford in Forest City. Family-owned Sisk Ford can put you into the car you want with a payment plan you can appreciate. If it's a truck you want, get the Ford truck that's breaking records in sales. Ask about why the sales department is being bragged on with each and every sale that they make. They love your business at Sisk Family Ford, and it shows. New and used automobiles and an award-winning service department makes Sisk Family Ford the choice for so many. Step up to Ford today. Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush. Brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
We're taking birthdays and anniversaries now at 287-3356. You know, I can't get over it. 32,000 hot wings sold a month at the drop-in. I understand it, but I can't get over how many that is. That's a lot of hot wings. They're good. That's the reason they sell so many of them at the drop-in. They also offer breakfast biscuits and breakfast pizza. And they've been serving Rutherford County for over 37 years with fully stocked aisles, great selections of merchandise, and super clean stores to shop in. Stop in for a delicious energy drink, fresh for real milkshake, or refreshing sun drop icy. The drop-in is famous for their fresh, never frozen hand-battered fried chicken and perfectly marinated hot wings. Why don't you give it a try? You'll be one of those people around this area that believes in what they're doing over there at Drop-In. We're so fortunate to have them, family-run business and local folks, and we're proud to have them right here. So check them out. All over the county you'll find Drop-In. Come on, drop in.
Health insurance is complicated, and with healthcare reform on the way, it's not getting any simpler. If you've got questions, we've got agents. Your local Farm Bureau insurance agent can walk you through the changes and offer you the right healthcare plan with the right benefits for you. Healthcare may be changing, but our superior service isn't. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today while they're fresh. They're good. They're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about. Happy birthday. Well, happy birthday to Carson Marshall. Carson is a student of Western Carolina. She used to be on the tennis team over at East High School, so I want to wish her a happy. Marshall Rumfeld, 38, Forest City, had a birthday yesterday. Lottie Peterson is 27 today. Steve Roop up in Union Mills having a birthday today. Want to wish Steve a happy. Also, Raymond McCurry is 7, student at Thomas Jefferson. Mary F. Lovelace and Kirsten Keeter and Lonnie and Tamara Kuhn having an anniversary today. So happy birthday, happy anniversary to all of y'all. We'll see who's going to win the donuts. We'll put them in the drawing here in just a moment. Stand by. Sharon Crisp also is having a birthday today. She's a nurse and want to wish her a happy birthday.
We are in the process of putting a shower in our basement bathroom. We had to saw through concrete in order to set the drain properly. We rented the saw and began the job. Oh, what a mess. Cement dust was everywhere. It hung like a cloud not only in the basement but throughout the house. We started closing doors and putting carpets over any opening from the downstairs. But still the dust came. Finally, we realized that the fan on the furnace was circulating the dust through the entire house. The house situation is somewhat like the failures or problems we find in the lives of other people. The dirt gets circulated throughout the neighborhood or community when it isn't necessary or wanted. It damages people's lives unnecessarily and soils the relationships between associates. But how can we stop it? How can we limit the damage? One of the things that we can do to stop the spread of dirt and damage is to shut off the fan that is blowing it around. However, it is not as easy as it sounds because there is no central switch to shut the system down. The fan that is used to circulate the dirt of human failures is the tongue. For every tongue, there is a switch controlled by a person. There is little that can be done unless that person chooses to stop circulating the dirt. Before you contribute to the spread of dirt and damage, ask yourself a couple of questions. Do I need to share this story? Is it complimentary to the person involved? If I were involved, would I want someone to say it about me? Some dirt just needs to be left in the basement. Let's not fan it everywhere. This is Bill Hostler with today's key to confident living.
Congratulations to Sharon Crisp. She's a nurse. She's won the Daylight Donuts. We're not sure what part of the county Sharon lives in, but we serve all of Rutherford and Polk County and parts of McDowell and parts of Cleveland County, so she could live anywhere. But Sharon Crisp, congratulations. You're now will be the owner of some delicious Daylight Donuts once you pick the certificate up here at WCAB. Now, coming up next hour, we have a full hour scheduled in. 8 o'clock, a little after 8 o'clock, we have some stories to share with you and some thoughts. And then 8:30, Word of Faith continues to speak out right here exclusively on WCAB 100.9 FM, 590 AM.
I bless the day I found you. I want to stay around you, and so I beg you, let it be me. Don't take this heaven from one now and forever. Let it be me. Each time we meet, love, I find complete love. Without your sweet love, what would life be? So never leave me lonely. Tell me you love me only, and that you'll always let it be me. Each time we meet, love, I find complete love. Without your sweet love, what would life be? So never leave me lonely. Tell me you love me only, and that you'll always let it be me.
I'm Mike Rayleigh. President Donald Trump's nominee for Attorney General William Barr asserted independence from the White House on Tuesday, saying he believed that Russia had tried to interfere in the 2016 presidential election. Kerr Goodall is a former U.S. attorney for New York.
I was pleased to see that he said that he would allow Mueller to finish, that absent a good cause, he would not fire Mueller. He wouldn't follow an order to fire Mueller.
Officials in the North Carolina Republican Party held a press conference on Tuesday to present a laundry list of problems they say they see with the state's investigation into allegations of absentee ballot voter fraud in the 9th Congressional District election. GOP Party Chairman Robin Hayes.
I think the election needs to be certified. I think the investigation needs to follow a logical conclusion with defined specific objectives, but I do not think, again, I've said from day one, barring any introduction of tangible evidence that overturns the election, certify. People deserve to be represented.
The UNC Board of Governors on Tuesday put January 31st as the date of Carol Folt's resignation as Chancellor of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, not following the school's graduation in May as she wanted. Folt announced her resignation on Monday. The partial government shutdown is now in its fourth week. 800,000 federal workers remain furloughed or are working without pay. Pam Spradlin is one of them. She works at the IRS building in Covington, Kentucky. She'd rather be working than sitting at home where her bills are piling up. She says lawmakers need to stop arguing over funding for a border wall.
I hope they get a clue about us. I hope they realize it's not just about whatever they're fighting about. It's about us.
Deputies are investigating after human skeletal remains were found in Mooresville on Tuesday. You're listening to NCN News.
If you're from the South, you know there's no such thing as a stranger. Your mother's real name is Ma'am, and if it's on a plate, it had better be fried. And if you're a farmer in the South, you know that DeKalb, Asgrow, and Delta Pine are the South's finest in corn, soybeans, and cotton, delivering the highest yield potential on your farm with the seed that makes the South grow. Find the seed for your acres at growthesouth.com.
State lawmakers are cranking up a new legislative session. Everything's on the table. The budget, education, transportation, regulation. What are they doing, and how is it affecting you, your family, your business, your wallet? Carolina Journal helps you find answers. Available each month as a free newspaper, every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your #1 source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
Overseas, Britain's Prime Minister faces a second no-confidence vote in as many months.
Theresa May expected to survive the opposition Labour Party's no-confidence motion, just as she survived her own Conservative Party's attempt to unseat her last month. But today's no-confidence debate will eat up another day on the Brexit clock.
I don't think Parliament is covering themselves in a lot of glory at the moment. We have to get a negotiated exit with the European Union, and we didn't succeed in doing that last night.
That's Conservative lawmaker Rory Stewart speaking the morning after this. The sound of May's Brexit deal suffering the worst defeat in modern British history. May says she'll present her Plan B next week, but the fact is there is no majority for any of the Brexit scenarios, and Brexit Day is 10 weeks away. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
Police in Asheville aren't releasing details about the arrest of a man accused of pushing and punching an 11-year-old child during a fight outside of a mall. Asheville police say 51-year-old David Stephen Bell of Black Mountain is charged with misdemeanor assault on a child. A federal judge blocks the Trump administration from adding a question about citizenship status on the 2020 census.
The lawsuit alleges that a citizenship question added to the 2020 census is political in nature. Non-citizens and Hispanics will shy away from being counted because they won't wish to call attention to their immigration status. And because the census is used in creating voting districts, it will end up suppressing the vote and even how federal funds are outlaid. On the other hand, the government says that a citizenship question was included in census taking up until 1950.
Business recruiters say they're still in talks with Apple over bringing more jobs to North Carolina. The state's main recruiting arm say they're withholding details of North Carolina's failed effort to land more than 5,000 Apple jobs, going instead to Austin, Texas. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Let the WCAB marketing team go to work for your business. It works. Call Tracy or Jim at 287-3356.
I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump this morning pointing to walls around the world as he pushes congressional Democrats for billions for the U.S.-Mexico border wall. He tweets a claim that over 800 miles of walls have been built in Europe since 2015. The fight over border wall money now pushing the partial government shutdown into day 26. ABC's Karen Travers is at the White House.
There have been no hints of progress, and now the Trump administration is bringing nearly 50,000 federal workers back on the job without pay, a sign this may drag on for quite a while. The FAA is bringing back 1,700 furloughed safety inspectors. At the IRS, some 46,000 employees will be required to work the upcoming tax season.
Attorney General nominee William Barr will be back for more questions this morning at his confirmation hearing. ABC Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas says Barr was asked repeatedly about the Robert Mueller investigation.
Barr said that Mueller's final report will be confidential and that as Attorney General, if he's confirmed, he will review the report, write his own summary, and then decide what can be released to the public. If he's confirmed, the buck stops with Barr.
Britain's Prime Minister facing a no-confidence vote today.
After her stinging parliamentary defeat, the worst in modern history, what next for Theresa May and her rejected Brexit plan now? Former Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson.
She takes it back to Brussels and she says, we can't do this deal as it is. We need a fresh approach.
She faces a no-confidence vote today, which she'll probably survive, as politicians in her own party, worried about a snap election, back her to save their own skin.
ABC's Tom Rivers in London. One American among the 14 killed in an attack at a hotel complex in Kenya. The ABC's Ian Pannell is in Nairobi.
Some leapt from the windows, others hid in the dirt, falling over each other in the panic to escape. Explosions and gunfire echoing into early Wednesday morning as anti-terror police moved room to room to clear the hotel.
The attackers all killed. You're listening to ABC News.
With the stock market at all-time highs, cash in your profits now and invest in an asset that can potentially pay for up to 20 or more years. That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you're an SEC-defined accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects. Call now to learn how you can potentially achieve 20 or more years of income and deduct 100% of every dollar invested against all forms of income. Call 1-800-803-8511. Invest in your future and buy oil. Encore is drilling in an area that is potentially potentially one of the most prolific horizontal oil plays in the entire country. Oil prices are projected to rise, so you need to own a piece of an oil field. Encore Energy is the most active oil and gas operator in its core area of operations. Call now and learn how to deduct 100% of your investment and create 20 or more years of potential monthly income. Call 1-800-803-8511. You'll be calling directly to the home office of Encore Energy. That's 1-800-803-8511. Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary.
A new push today in Washington to raise the minimum wage.
Members of both parties want to double the current $7.25 an hour federal minimum wage. During the campaign on NBC's Meet the Press, the president appeared to agree.
I don't know how people make it on $7.25 an hour.
Mr. Trump then suggested $10 an hour, but not mandated by Congress.
Let the states decide.
But the president may have to decide if the House and Senate approves a federal wage hike. Andy Field, ABC News, Washington.
Israel's leader is sending a new message to Iran. ABC's Jordana Miller is in Jerusalem with the story.
Get out of Syria fast, because Israel's policy of going on the offense will continue, quote, without fear and without pause. That was the message to Iran from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Speaking at a military ceremony, Netanyahu dismissed Iran's claims that it has no presence in the war-torn country. Netanyahu's remarks come just days after he admitted Israel has bombed hundreds of Iranian positions in Syria. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
YouTube is putting new rules in place after a string of videos imitating blindfolded people inspired by the movie Bird Box. Some show people riding bikes, even driving with that blindfold on. YouTube is now banning any videos that show people risking serious danger or death. YouTube says it doesn't matter if the stunts are faked, they will still be banned. This is ABC News.
A good night's sleep starts with the right pillow. That's where MyPillow comes in, and we're excited to announce the new 4-pack special. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 4-pack special tab, and save 50% off the 4-pack, which includes 2 MyPillow premiums and 2 Go Anywhere pillows. Use promo code SKY at checkout or call 1-800-635-1825. That's 1-800-635-1825. Or go to MyPillow.com, click the 4-pack special tab, and use promo code SKY at checkout.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Enjoy the delicious January burger of the month at Jesse James Railroad Express. This month, stop in and ask for a delicious Reuben burger. It's a 1/4 pound Angus beef loaded with corned beef, Swiss cheese, and Thousand Island dressing with a choice of a side. Get yours this month only at Jesse James Railroad Express, located at 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. Call them 828-447-4644. That's Jesse James Railroad Express.
Good Wednesday morning. Another dry day in the forecast today, but with more sunshine to help warm us up. High temperatures on the milder side as we climb into the low to mid 50s this afternoon. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy skies with low temperatures in the lower 30s. And by tomorrow, partly sunny with rain chances increasing into the evening and tomorrow night. High temperatures tomorrow in the upper 40s to mid 50s. I'm meteorologist Kath Campbell in the Weather Center.
27 degrees currently here on this wonderful Wednesday morning broadcast from beautiful downtown Whiteside Road, where there's freezing conditions out there right now. It'll be warming up, though, before you know it. And before you know it, turn around good, it'll be 54 degrees outside and some sun. That'll warm things up. It'll dry off the old wind chill. If you're just not leaving your house, you may have to scrape the wind chill off because it is some icy conditions out there. Congratulations to Sharon Crisp. Sharon is a nurse, and she has won the Daylight Donuts this morning from Granny B's. So congratulations to Sharon Crisp. We have a lot to pack in this hour. We got a lot of things to talk about, including the fact that Tar Heels won last night, 75-69 over Notre Dame. Now the next Tar Heel game looks like it's coming up on Saturday with UNC and Miami. At 10:30 a.m. countdown to tip-off on Saturday with UNC and Miami. So that sounds like a pretty good game. Right now, let's hear this, and we'll be back with some more news from here and there.
Do you need some extra money in your pocket? Try Insurance Service Associates, your local independent agent. We can shop your auto and home insurance with several companies to get you better coverage and the best rate. Insurance Service Associates at 127 East Trade Street in Forest City for auto, home, or commercial insurance. More choices, better coverage, best rate. That's Insurance Service Associates, 245-5301.
Well, the incident over in Polk County where the deputies seized the man and he shot himself. Authorities have identified a man they say killed himself after a standoff in Polk County. The Polk County Sheriff's Office identified the man Monday as 33-year-old Camden McWhirter. Officials say McWhirter was arrested early Sunday on suspicion of driving while impaired. They say McWhirter revealed he had a weapon at the detention center's secured lot, and after hours of negotiations, he shot himself. The State Bureau of Investigation is investigating. Carl McWhirter says he is still recovering after his grandson, who had been diagnosed as bipolar, shot him last year. The elder McWhirter says he loved his grandson, calling him a good boy. He says his grandson had been free on bail and would not have wanted to go to prison, so he shot himself. The FAA says it is recalling more idle aviation safety inspectors. A spokesman for the Federal Aviation Administration said Tuesday that the agency expects to have about 2,200 inspectors back on the job by the end of this week. That is up from 500 inspectors who were recalled by the end of last week. The FAA has more than 3,000 inspectors who oversee work done by airlines, aircraft manufacturers, and repair workers. Other news from around the area, over in Lexington, Kentucky. This is a weird one. I wonder where some of these folks get their common sense from. But a Kentucky woman charged with drunken driving told police she did it to teach her son a lesson. Arrested for drunken driving, and she did it to teach her son a lesson. News outlets report 48-year-old Sadita Jarman was arrested early Sunday on charges including endangering the welfare of a minor. Her arrest citation says she told police she drank a bunch of beer and drove at 150 miles per hour. It's unclear what lesson she was trying to impart there, but that's if you talk out of your head sometime when you're intoxicated. The son told police he tried to get out of the BMW subcompact several times, but the door was locked. Booking records show Jarman's blood alcohol content was 0.161, twice the legal limit. Records show she was previously charged with public intoxication and speeding. It's unclear whether she has a lawyer or not, but the lesson hopefully she taught him was don't act stupid like I do. If drinking alcohol makes you act stupid, then just don't drink it. That's all I got to say. From my email bag, I thought this was pretty good. Somebody sent me this by email. I'll pass it on to you. I haven't gone to my email bag in a while, but this one I thought was pretty good. People who support murdering unborn children have no moral authority to lecture the nation on their opinion that a wall is immoral. Hip, hip, hooray. Well, I guess you know about the super blood wolf moon Sunday night. Stargazers across the nation are setting their sights on a lunar eclipse set to take place Sunday. Here's all you need to know about the uniquely named super blood wolf moon. What's with the name? Well, supermoon, when a full or new moon coincides with the closest distance that the moon reaches to Earth in its ecliptic orbit, resulting in a larger-looking moon. Blood moon. While not an official astronomical term, this is just another word for a total lunar eclipse. This is when a full moon passes directly through Earth's shadow, causing it to turn a rusty orange or a dark red. Wolf moon, where's that come into play? Well, wolf moon is the name bestowed upon January's full moon. Native American and early colonial cultures gave it this name because it appeared when hungry wolves howled outside the villages. See it now while you can, because it is the last lunar eclipse of this decade. The entire eclipse is visible across the U.S. for the first time since 2010. So if the weather's good, looks like Sunday night. Sunday night might be good. Sun mostly clear Sunday night, so we might get a good look at that. It's going to be visible throughout the entire United States, it looks like. When the moon is covered by Earth's shadow, reduced light pollution will make other stars and shooting stars more visible, so there might be a good light show in place Sunday night. The eclipse timing, Sunday night, January the 20th through Monday morning, January 21st. Central Time. I don't have the Eastern Time. I guess we can figure that up. But partial begins at 8:36 p.m. Central Standard Time. The total begins at 10:41 p.m. Central Standard Time, and peak is 11:12, and the total ends 11:43, and the partial ends at 1:48. Let's see. Central Standard Time is what is that? They be behind us or ahead of us, Todd? Central Standard Time, will they be behind us or ahead of us? Okay, so if it's partial begins at 8:36 p.m. Central Standard Time, then it will be 7:36 here for us in Eastern Standard Time. So keep that in mind. Clear skies, calm winds, and cold temperatures near 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Looks like that's on tap for Sunday night, so it might be a good night to see that. All right, let's see what else is going on. Hey, Joe. Good. I see Joe English is going to be our guest this morning at 8:30. He's formerly with Paul McCartney and Wings. He's going to be talking here in the Blue Room at 8:30 this morning. So if you want to hear about the history of Paul McCartney and Wings and Joe English traveling with them for a period of time, you need to stay tuned and tune in. Well, I don't know what this is all about. The CNN panel accused President Donald Trump of being sexist Monday night because the president made a joke about First Lady Melania Trump making salads. The president cracked the joke to the national championship winning Clemson football team during the Monday visit to the White House. Trump noted that because of the shutdown, he had to personally purchase a spread of fast food for the team's visit and joked that his food choices were better than having the First Lady make them some quick little salads. So that upset the CNN crowd. Are you believing the sensitivity of that crowd, or CNN anchor Aaron Burnett and analyst Joan Walsh accused the president of being sexist for assuming that the First Lady would prepare the salads? Now, how dumb is that? Just how dumb is that? You see what CNN, they have absolutely lost all credibility of anybody with any professionalism. They certainly wouldn't want the president to prepare the salads, I'm sure. But Walsh said, that's appalling. He said, this is what he said. He joked that the food choices from the fast food that he personally paid for himself were better than having the First Lady make them some quick little salads. And they just fell all out of the chairs on that. That's appalling, Walsh said. It seems to me that the president will not be happy until there is one single female Republican voter in the country. It's incredibly sexist. Now, folks, do you see that as being sexist remark? The fast food would be better than if Melania had prepared some little salads. Scott Jennings, who was the lone Republican on the panel, tried to defend the president's attempt at humor, but was shut down by two women. Jennings said, I certainly didn't take this comment to be sexist. So then Mike Pence maybe could have made the salads, Walsh shot back. How in the world do you not perceive this as sexist? Burnett scoffed. Now, if I was a CNN watcher, if I watched CNN, that certainly would pull me away from them. They have no credibility whatsoever. And here they are making millions of dollars a year, trying to form the opinion across America that they know what they're talking about. If they would let something like that offend them, are we so soft-skinned anymore that everything anybody says is going to offend us? Or are we just being offended because it happens to come from the president? All right. Okay. Well, we'll see. All right. 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. One final quick story, and then we get to Sheriff's Report. A Presbyterian pastor posted a sign in the church, there at the front of the church. Presbyterian pastor posted a sign calling homosexuality a sin, and Bruce Jenner, a man, has forced him out of the church. Justin Hoke of Trinity Bible Presbyterian Church in Weed, California, said most members of the small congregation had promised to leave if he stayed. It was determined that it would be in the best interest of the local body for us to part ways, the pastor said, talking about he and his family. He wrote on his Facebook page, I would like to add this. I did not want to leave. I did not quit, and I was willing to stay. Hoke had posted a sign in front of the church that read this: Bruce Jenner is still a man. Homosexuality is still sin. The culture may change. The Bible does not. And there were members of his church that said he should go because of that. So is it any wonder our society is falling apart when our churches are? 17 past 8, the Sheriff's Report coming up with Officer King in just a moment. More than 1 million Americans have heart attacks each year. And if you are a loved one that experiences symptoms of a heart attack, every second matters. That's why the emergency department at Rutherford Regional Health System is a chest pain accredited facility. What does that mean to you? It means quality care here at home that could save precious seconds when treating the symptoms of heart attacks. To learn more about Rutherford Regional and its commitment to safe quality care, visit myrutherfordregional.com.
The flu season will soon be upon us, and Smith Drugs of Forest City is ready to provide these immunizations at the drugstore at your convenience. We will bill your insurance, and one of our pharmacists can administer the vaccine to you Monday through Friday between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. and on Saturdays by appointment only. Remember that a flu immunization is the best way to prevent getting the flu, in addition to washing hands, covering your mouth when you cough or sneeze, and staying home when you are sick. Prepare yourself and protect those around you with a flu immunization this year. Come see us at Smith Drugs of Forest City, 139 East Main Street.
Congratulations again to Sharon Crisp. Sarah won the Daylight Donuts this morning from Grady B. She is a nurse, and we congratulate and salute all nurses. It's a wonderful, wonderful field to be in. Now here's Officer King. He reported to us earlier from the Sheriff's Department, and we recorded it for broadcast at this time. Deputy King.
In the past 24 hours, Sheriff's Department responded to 186 calls for service. There were 13 arrests processed in the jail, and the jail currently has 177 people incarcerated. On our incident reports, Betty Weeks from Aussie Drive in Forest City reported one count of financial card theft and one count of financial card fraud. Kimberly Connor from Holly Forest Drive in Rutherford reported identity theft and obtained property by false pretense. George Hip from Hip Road in Rutherford reported a breaking and entering and a felony larceny. Looks like some assorted tools were taken in that incident. And Gilkey Lumber Company from Highway 221 North in Rutherford reported a felony larceny and a larceny of 2 chainsaws. On our arrest reports, Christopher Todd Green from Lawing Mill Road in Rutherford was arrested and charged with possession of heroin, possession of drug paraphernalia, and also served with warrant for exploit of a disabled or elder person, and aid and abet obtained property and misdemeanor larceny. Casey Gilbert from Webb Road in Ellenboro was served with warrants for exploit of a disabled or elderly person, obtained property by false pretense, felony larceny, and possession of firearm by felon and misdemeanor larceny. Gustavo Munez from Bethany Church Road was served with 2 counts of failure to appear, received a $200 secured bond. Haley Griffin from Greystone Circle in Rutherford was served with warrants for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle and misdemeanor larceny, received a $1,000 secured bond. Edward Waters from Piney Knob Road in Rutherford was served with a failure to appear on misdemeanor, received a $200 secured bond. Brandon McFarland from Doggett Road in Forest City was served with failure to appear on misdemeanor, received a $500 secured bond. Jason Bradley from Paradise Lane in Bostic was arrested and charged with driving while license revoked, received a $500 secured bond. Melissa Tessneer from Elm Street in Rutherford was served with a criminal summons for school attendance law violation. Alicia McSwain from Maryland Drive in Forest City was served with warrants for injury to real property and assault and battery, received a $1,000 secured bond. James Downing from East 2nd Street in Rutherford was served with a failure to appear on a misdemeanor, received a $1,000 secured bond. Landon Millwood from Dogwood Avenue in Forest City was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct, received a custody release. And Ethan McSwain from Cove Road was served with warrants for assault and battery, assault on female, and injury to real property, received a written promise to appear in court. That's all we have for today.
Sunday mornings are special here on WCAB. Enjoy programs of encouragement and inspiration each Sunday morning from 7 until 1, right here on Family Friendly Radio, WCAB.
WCAB, Rutherfordton.
Stand by. Sports Update is next. Bottom of the hour, 8:30. Word of Faith continues to speak out right here live, exclusively on WCAB Rutherford.
Sports. I'm Josh Zach. Luke May posted another double-double, 14 points and 10 rebounds to help number 13 North Carolina beat Notre Dame 75-69 last night. Kobe White led the Heels with 17 points. Cam Johnson chipped in 11, and Nasir Little scored 11 of his points in the final 11 minutes. All 11 of his points, in fact, as Carolina used a late 12-1 run to bounce back from their most lopsided loss in the Roy Williams era. After that defeat, Roy said they need to be able to win ugly. And last night, he told the press that wish was granted.
I think we just needed to win, but I don't mind winning ugly. I just hate stupidity. I'm looking around. There's not very many athletic-looking people in here. But I bet you that I could say, all right, if there's a screen on the ball switch, you would do that. So, yeah, we needed to win. I didn't give a blankety blank which way it was pretty, ugly, or what it was.
Also in play last night, number 17, NC State. They came back as Wake Forest blew a 22-point lead, but the Deacs held on and recovered in time to beat the Wolfpack 71-67. Deacs coach Danny Manning talked about the Wolfpack rally and Wake's ability to hold on.
Whenever you play a team and you go on a run, the other team's going to go on a run. They're good players. They're going to figure out some things at some point. You just want to be able to withstand that run. And I think for us, we didn't turn the ball over too much down the stretch.
Davidson also in play last night, but the Wildcats missed 3 shots in the closing seconds, and St. Joe's beat the Atlantic 10 leaders 61-60. On the ice, the Hurricanes playing in New York's Madison Square Garden, but their performance barely hurricane strength, more like a tropical depression. The Rangers blowing out the Hurricanes 6-2. Rod Brindamore said it was an uninspired effort.
Well, I don't think we had enough guys emotionally invested. It was a little flat, and the special teams just killed us. So, I mean, once you get behind the 8 ball, it was a little tough to get rolling, and we needed a little more from some guys. We just didn't have it tonight.
This is NCN Sports.
At AT&T, we believe that access to affordable home internet brings you incredible opportunities. You can enjoy the power to explore a digital world of possibilities and connect with family, friends, and the things that matter most. That's why there's access from AT&T. If a member of your household is a SNAP participant, you may qualify for home internet at a discounted rate of $10 a month. No commitment, no deposit, no installation fee. Plus, get an in-home Wi-Fi gateway at no extra cost. Call 1-855-220-5211 or visit att.com/aware to learn more.
SNAP refers to the Federal Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Pricing excludes tax. Service will include a monthly data allowance depending on the type and speed of service you receive. If you exceed your monthly data plan allowance, you will be automatically charged $10 for each 50 gigabytes of data usage in excess of your data plan, even if less than 50 gigabytes is used. For details about data allowances, go to att.com/internet-usage. Wi-Fi enabled device required. Other restrictions apply.
Top-ranked Duke, for now, has to figure out how to replace irreplaceable player point guard Trey Jones. The freshman is out indefinitely with a right shoulder injury he suffered early in the overtime loss to Syracuse on Monday night. The Blue Devils have the rest of the week to figure out how to do that before number 4 Virginia visits this weekend. Panthers' new owner David Tepper says it's important for the team to have a contingency plan in place at quarterback next season, given the uncertainty surrounding Cam Newton's bothersome right shoulder. Cam struggled most of the season, throwing the ball more than 15 yards downfield. The team eventually shut him down with 2 weeks left after being eliminated from playoff contention. Tepper said the team doesn't know if Newton will need surgery. The NFL announced the coaching staffs for the Pro Bowl. Anthony Lynn and the Chargers coaches will head up the AFC team, while Jason Garrett and the Cowboys coaches will be on the NFC sideline. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Good Wednesday morning. Another dry day in the forecast today, but with more sunshine to help warm us up. High temperatures on the milder side as we climb into the low to mid 50s this afternoon. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy skies with low temperatures in the lower 30s. And by tomorrow, partly sunny with rain chances increasing into the evening and tomorrow night. High temperatures tomorrow in the upper 40s to mid 50s. I'm meteorologist Kath Campbell in the Weather Center.
Thanks, Kat. It's currently 28 degrees here at WCAB in Rutherfordton, serving the foothills of the Carolinas. It's 8:30. Welcome to the Word of Faith Responds. This series of programs will address the issues concerning the negative news reports. This program is paid for by Word of Faith, and the views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the management and staff of WCAB. Now here is Word of Faith Responds.
Thank you, everyone, for being with us today. This is Mark Morris with Word of Faith Fellowship, and we're so glad that you are listening. Today I have a dear friend of mine with me. His name is Joe English, and he's been a member of the Word of Faith Fellowship since 1990. He came the same year I did. And Joe is going to share with you an amazing testimony about his life. Joe had a life previously of fame, of fortune. He was a musician and played with very famous people, had lots of money, but one thing that he did not have was Jesus Christ. And he's going to share with you how when he had everything that people could think you would want in the world, his life was being destroyed, and he was lonely and he was empty. And he's going to share with you about how there came a time when he met Jesus Christ and his life was no longer empty. So, Joe, let's go ahead and hear from you.
Good morning. Hi, Jim. Good morning. Good morning, Rutherford County. On my way over here, I thought about, I am so happy to be pulling up to this radio station and coming into here to tell you my testimony. It's a miracle that I'm here. It's a miracle that I'm alive. And, I've been thinking about what I was going to say. It's like, well, I was born in 1949, then I have 1949 till the 16th of January 2019, I have that. But I'm going to try. I've been asking, praying, and said, God, please let me say what I need to say so you can hear it and it'll help you. I was born in Rochester, New York. That was July 2nd, 1949. And, Mark, I was thinking about my family. We didn't talk about my upbringing, but it was real dysfunctional. And as a young boy, I seemed to have had some kind of musical talent. I remember the children would get me to stand on a chair and put the records on the little record player, the 45s, and I would sing, and they would stand around me and they would clap, and then It's kind of funny when I think back. And there was a point early on that I developed a tumor in my ankle, and I ended up almost losing my ankle. I had 2 major surgeries and ended up wearing a brace. And, as a young person, it was pretty devastating because I was real good at Little League, and basically it just stopped everything. And the sad part of it is a lot of the people that I was around, the children that I was around, they made fun of me. They called me crippled. And that developed, looking back, that really developed a bitterness on the inside of me, and I became the class clown because I couldn't perform and do things that I used to do, so I just became a class clown. And I developed a very sarcastic mouth that just put people down. But the problem was I was so wounded on the inside, it's the only way I knew to escape, And around, I don't know what year it was, but my parents bought me a drum set. And, till this day, my parents have passed away. I should have asked them, why did you do that? I don't know. They bought me a drum set, and during my high school years, we took a test in the school. It was called a Seashore test, and it was a musical ability test. And the city I lived in was 700,000, a lot of people. And I scored, I think, in the top 10. And I got a free scholarship to a school that was part of the Eastman School of Music, which is a real prestigious school in Rochester. And I went for 2 lessons, and even at an early age, I thought, I'm not going to do this, because I didn't like anybody telling me what to do, and I wanted to do it my way, and that's the story of my life. And so I quit that, and I ended up with little garage bands, playing in bands, and then ended up in around 1970. Was in a band. We started a band, and we ended up recording an album with Epic Records, which the older people will know that, and it was a big record deal. And we never became famous, but we toured all over the country. Now this 1970. You can do the math. I was very young, and we toured and opened for major acts around the country. We played the Fillmore East and the Fillmore West and the Whiskey A Go Go, all the main places that you had to be to become famous. And but that band, we ended up moving out of Syracuse, New York, and we moved to Florida, Daytona Beach. And that's where, well, we were in Daytona Beach for a little bit, then we ended up moving to Macon, Georgia. And Macon, Georgia at that time was a hub for the Southern rock music. There was the Allman Brothers. There was a whole bunch of groups around then, and we ended up moving there, and that's where I met. I look at my little years. That was that's where I met my wife. That's where I met Dale, and. While I was playing, you can help me, Mark, if I'm... You have to understand, when you do these kind of interviews, you have to go, you think about what you did in your whole life, and you try to put it in a half an hour. But, so I'm in Macon. While I was in Macon, we used to play a club, and a lot of famous musicians and different people would come in, and they would hear us. And there was a fellow that came in who was working with Paul McCartney. His name was Tony Dorsey, and he used to listen to me play. And Tony Dorsey was working with Paul McCartney as his horn arranger. And Paul, I guess, decided he wanted to switch drummers. And he asked Tony, do you know anybody? And Tony said, I got the guy for you. So I get a phone call. We want you to come to New Orleans. And in New Orleans, we did the Venus and Mars album. And I didn't know anything. I came in there, didn't know any of the songs, didn't know anything. And I looked at my friend Tony. I said, Tony, I don't know any of this material. He goes, don't worry. He goes, I'll be out there. You watch me. I'll tell you when to start, when to stop. And all the rest is history. And it was no audition. And Paul and I, we hit it off. And it's all history. And I joined the band. And shortly after that, I went over to England to mix that album. And that whole, I did 4 albums with Wings, did the world tour. I want to go back. At an early age, I started smoking marijuana. Then I took LSD. And then as the years progressed, the drugs got worse. And while I was with Wings, I was living in England. And I was introduced to heroin. And there were a few times that I overdosed. I was by myself in my apartment. And like I said, when I woke up this morning and I came here, I said, this is a miracle. What I wanted to say, and I didn't say, I'd say, Rutherford County, if there's anybody listening, and you're fighting, whatever you're fighting, I'm going to tell you, if you're watching this and you're hearing me, believe me, there is a God who's a deliverer and can restore your life. Because without God, I would not be here. So I'm living in England. I had I had money. I go back to the little guy who said, I'll show you, when they would make fun of me when I was wearing that brace. I had my little drum set and all that stuff I had. I'll show you one day. Then all of a sudden I turned around and it was that one day. And here I was touring the world in the #1 band for 3-4 years. And it was lonely. I would spend time in my flat in London. I had a Porsche, I had a Jeep, I had a Blazer, we had a 4-wheel drive truck, I had 200 acres of land. I mean, all the things that you would think would make somebody very, very happy. On the outside, you look happy. But on the inside, I spent many a days in England just lonely. And it got to a point where I was, every 2 weeks, I'd fly home. I'd fly home to Atlanta, outside Atlanta, and because I just wanted to go home, see Dale, and so having things, I tell young people today, because you have aspirations and you have dreams and you have thoughts that you want to do this and you want to do that. And let me tell you, time goes by real quick. I'm 69 years old. I'm talking about 1970s, and I'm talking about 80s. And time goes by so quick. And God has a plan. He's got a plan for your life. And to get in God's plan early and to spend your life in the peace of God and the love of God and helping people and having a wonderful relationship with your wife, having friends who care for you, there's nothing else. I mean, there is nothing else. It's like I told somebody, it's like you carry around this suitcase, this bag, and you're filling it with things all your life that you think are going to make you happy, and you just keep filling it. And then you fill it some more, and you fill it some more. Then all of a sudden you realize all this time has gone by. And then when you find Jesus and you find that peace, you go, well, all the time I wasted when I could have been like this, happy. But, God is a forgiving God, and I don't I can't tell you. You hear about, well, God is merciful. Let me tell you, God is merciful. Since, I'm trying to keep up with the years here.
And you were sharing about, heroin. You got on heroin. You were going back and forth between London and coming here and seeing your wife here. I believe you shared how you had land here in Georgia, and then you were in London recording. And so you mentioned the heroin and that you almost overdosed. So what eventually happened with your time at Wings?
Yeah, it came down to, we were doing an album. It was called London Town. And it came to a point where I told Paul and Linda, I said, I want to talk to you. So we had a little meeting in the office in London, and I told them, I said, I need to go home. I need to leave and go home. And they were surprised, and they said, what can we do? Is there anything we can do? We can get you a house, get you a flat, or... Because a lot of people don't know, when I came to England, Paul took me into his house with his family. I stayed upstairs in the bedroom because he knew I was a young guy coming over there, and you don't hear that side of stuff. You usually hear people are superstars and they're this, that, and the other thing. But he had me stay at his house so I could be comfortable and not feel out of place. And so I told them I'm going to leave, and they said, okay. And I basically the next day or the day after, I had packed my stuff and got on a plane and went home, and just left it all behind. And I was desperate. My life was a mess. I could do the music part of it, but there was a major hole and void in my life, and I needed something, and I didn't know what it was. And let me back up a little bit. My wife has been on this program. She gave her testimony, and during the London Town album, she was involved in a bad car accident, and she was almost killed in the accident, spent a month in the hospital. And to make a long story short, she ended up, God healed her leg. Basically, God healed her leg because they went back in and looked, and the bone had grown together and in her leg. And through all that, she got born again. So I have a wife who's born again, and I have Joe who's just come out of being comes home a mess. And
you're talking about gave her life to Jesus and born again, like it talks about in John 3, and surrendered her life to Jesus.
Oh, she was totally different. I'm not talking about a little bit. Totally. Didn't do anything she used to do in the past. Everything stopped. She was a different person. And I used to go to the people who that used to minister to her, and the lady was so sweet. She sat down and she wanted to help me, and they believed, this was back long time ago. What is this, in the 70s? The lady told me they used to, they had a deliverance ministry, and I didn't know anything about deliverance, and they listened to this guy called Derek Prince. This is a long time ago. And the lady sat me down, and she goes, Joe, I really love you, and I want to help you. She goes, even sitting here looking at you, you're full of devils. You're full of demons. And, I didn't take offense at that because I knew I had something, and there was something that was destroying my life. I knew it. And I'm looking at the clock. Time goes by quick here. And so basically Dale went on with God, and I decided I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And let's see, what has that got us up to here?
So how did you eventually get to Word of Faith Fellowship? I know you came here the same year as me, 1990. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're talking about Dale becoming a Christian, and she's trying to help you. So how did you get here? And just a few minutes left here.
Yeah, after I left Wings, I started doing Christian albums. Supposedly Christian albums. I was not a Christian. I was not born again. I was still messed up on drugs. And I did, 4 or 5 albums, 4 with Wings, and then I did 4 of my own albums, 4 or 5 of my own albums. And I was a mess. And like I was working with Ray Nino, who owned the record company, the Christian record company. And in 1990, I was staying at his house, and I needed help. And Ray had come down here. You had heard his testimony. He had come down here, and then he came back, and he told Dale and I, he said, you need to come down. You need to move down here for help. Joe needs help. Come down here.
And at that time, were you still struggling with the drugs and having problems? And Ray shared on this radio program, and he touched on it. He mentioned about you even having being high and doing these Christian concerts.
Oh, yeah. It was... I've done a lot of repenting because it was so bad. It was bad. It wasn't God. I mean, I did my music, and you put your name on it. You put the Christian name on it. You just did world music like the world. Stick Christian lyrics on it. Go out. It was an abomination. And I've done a lot of repenting for that. So in 1990, I moved down here, and I just talked to Brenda, Ray Nino's wife, yesterday, and I told her, I said, I've been thinking, if God hadn't put it on your heart to have me come down here for help, I would not be alive. I would not be alive. I would have overdosed. I would have been dead, found somewhere. And I'm so grateful for them because they loved me and cared for me all these years. True friends. That's real friends. So I came down here, and I've had a lot of struggles. I've had ups and downs. I've had people who have laid their life down for me. When I got here, I just wasn't used to people they really cared for me, and they really loved me, and they really wanted to help me. But let me tell you, I still have that. I'm going to do it my way. I don't want to be told what to do. That's self-will. It's your will, Jesus, not my will. And it took me a long time to learn that. I'd be up, and I'd backslide. I'd be up, and I'd be backslide. And just the mercy was God. The mercy of God was there. And my pastor, Jane Whaley, was always, at times she was firm with me and said, you can't do this. But at the same time, you could feel the love of God from her, that God was telling her, just hold on, just give him another chance. He's coming. He's coming. And you can see the fruit. I'm sitting here talking to you, and I'll tell you, I have peace. I have a great wife. I have friends. I mean, where else can you be that if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm having a problem, anything, I could call and somebody will come and help. Or if I go to the hospital and I'm going to have surgery, I got somebody right there. Because if I'm a little scared and I'm given to a little fear, about what's going to happen, there's somebody that's just going to be okay. Where do you can't find that anywhere. So I keep going back to spending all your life filling that bag up with things you think you want to make you happy. I'll tell you what happiness is. Happiness is going to bed at night, and that light goes out, and you're laying in bed, and you have peace in your heart. You don't have tormenting thoughts. You don't have unrest. You go to sleep, and you have sweet sleep. You can't buy that. And all my life, I looked for it. Gold records. I mean, anything. If you're a musician, anything you would want, I got. And it for me in my life, it was destruction. Up until the point I just surrendered to Jesus. That's it. No more fighting. No more running. All I want to do is serve you.
That's great, Joe. And, we just got maybe a minute or two left. And I know you're going to sing a song. And I wanted to, if you could just touch on, you mentioned you were singing so-called Christian rock music. Ray Nino who's part of our church, shared earlier, and he has several testimonies. Listeners can hear it on our website there. If you go to our website, wordoffaithfellowship.org, it's there. But he was promoting you, and you were sharing how your wife became a Christian, and she's trying to pull you into that, and now all of a sudden you're singing these Christian words. Can you just touch on the whole scene of when you were trying to sing these Christian rock songs, but you were still addicted to drugs and even singing while you were high, and then when you came here, what God showed you about true worship of Him?
Yeah, there was a point where the church started writing songs. My pastor, Jane, God was giving her songs, giving her words, and we started doing these songs. And as we were doing them, we would sing them, and I could feel something. It was so different. I could feel a change in my heart. And I knew what it was like, in the world. It was kind of like, it just kind of was appeased your flesh or something in your mind. I could feel this stuff going in my heart, and it got to the point was like, I really felt, this is it. This is the music that I've been looking for. It's God's music. And it was coming from people, it was coming from somebody who had no training, was not a musician, nothing. But God was given those songs, and I could feel it change in my heart. It was so different. I know you mentioned earlier when Ray was promoting you, it was taking the world's music and trying to put on lyrics about Jesus. And all the while, your life, you're not even really a Christian. And then you come to the Word of Faith Fellowship, and you're hearing these songs about Jesus coming from people who didn't have all the training. But you and I were talking earlier, and you were sharing how you felt the presence of God. Mm-hmm. And I love to think about that, because when you really come to God His way, he God's a holy God, and He doesn't take, He doesn't have you come to Him through the world and the world system and the world's way. He's a holy God, and He wants you to come to Him in spirit and truth, as Jesus said. And when you do it His way, you feel His presence, and I love that, how you touched on that, and it's the truth. So we got a few minutes left, Joe, and if you would go ahead and sing. Okay. Jesus, 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 there's just something about that name. Master, Savior, Jesus, like the fragrance after the rain. Jesus, 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 let all heaven and earth proclaim. Kings and kingdoms, they'll all pass and earth proclaim, kings and kingdoms, they'll all pass away, but there's something about that name. There's just something about that name.
And thank you so much, Joe English. What a miracle we have just heard as he shared his life, how he had it all. He had the fame, he had the fortune, he had the money, but he didn't have Jesus Christ, and he was an empty, lonely man, a drug addict, searching until he truly met Jesus Christ. So what a wonderful testimony we have had today, and we are so glad that you have listened to us. Again, this is Word of Faith Fellowship, sharing with you what God has done in our lives, and we are here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 8:30 to 9. Thank you very much.
Today's hits and yesterday's memories, WCAB Rutherfordton. Today's hits and yesterday's memories, WCAB Rutherfordton.
Preston, back for more. William Barr, the president's pick to be the next Attorney General, heading into day 2 of his confirmation hearing this hour. ABC Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas says the Robert Mueller investigation dominated day 1.
The president's own pick for Attorney General, saying he knows Bob Mueller, that he's a Marine, he's a friend, and that Mueller would not conduct a witch hunt, vowing to protect the special counsel's investigation.
President Trump looking to hold more talks today on the partial government shutdown. ABC's Karen Travers is at the White House.
Day 26 of the government shutdown, and President Trump, for the second day in a row, sits down with lawmakers here at the White House. The president extended an invitation to the Problem Solvers Caucus, a bipartisan group of House members. Yesterday, only Republicans showed up for a meeting with Mr. Trump to talk border security.
Congress says it'll skip a recess plan for next week. The shutdown still going on. Later today, bipartisan bill will be introduced to raise the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour by the year 2024. After the Brexit vote failed in Great Britain, Prime Minister Theresa May is now facing a no-confidence vote today. ABC's James Longman says
the deadline is looming. If the deal isn't done in just 72 days, we could crash out, which economists warn could have dire consequences. The UK economy, for instance, hit by 8%, house prices down by as much as 30%, and the pound losing even more value against the dollar. Anti-European groups call these scare stories, but a no deal would have a global impact.
Looks like there is a deal in place to keep Sears open.
Those close to the negotiations reporting Sears Holdings has agreed to move forward with a more than $5 billion bid by Chairman Eddie Lampert's hedge fund to save Sears, its 400 Sears and Kmart stores, the Kenmore brand, and the jobs of 50,000 employees. The agreement reached early Wednesday morning ends 2 days of discussions over the bid and the bids of liquidators.
ABC's Ryan Burrow says the agreement still needs to be approved by a court. You're listening to ABC News.
When my son was transferred to Dearmore from another rehab facility due to his mental health issues, I was scared, worried, and felt like his life and mine were on a downward spiral.
Watching someone you love suffer from mental health or addiction can be crippling and all-consuming. Stop the chaos and let Dearmore Healthcare take it from here. At Dearmore Healthcare, our innovative world-class team of professionals provide both inpatient mental health and residential addiction services through positive reinforcement. We're changing the landscape of psychiatry and addiction.
Dearmore helped to turn his life around, and he is now stable and living on his own. I'm so grateful to them for helping him get his life back.
From chronic mental illness to substance abuse, the Dearmore difference is professionalism, dignity, and compassion. Dearmore Healthcare brings every patient to a higher level of functioning and quality of life. Get relief from the chaos and call Dearmore Healthcare at 800-755-2000. 800-755-1028. That's 800-755-1028. Let us help you take the next steps and start healing your family today. D'Amour Healthcare. Come back stronger. Most PPOs accepted. Call 800-755-1028.
A new caravan of Central American migrants heading toward the U.S. has crossed its first border about